Hello, Gemini. This is Haley with Tarot from Beyond, here to provide you with your March 2019 general reading. This is my third attempt at completing your reading. Okay, I have a pop-up that continues to pop up when I record, and when that happens, if it pops up, then it ends the recording. So I'm going to recap basically what both readings talked about, because they were talking about the same thing. I am so glad that last month's reading for Gemini indicated that many of you have just decided to level up on an individual basis. A lot of you have put a lot of work into yourselves. Probably more work than you guys thought that you were putting in. A lot of you have grown mind, body, and soul, Gemini, and usually when that happens, a lot of things change in your life. When you change, you make changes in your life, and that goes for your job, your relationships, everything. Once your eyes are opened because you have strengthened yourself due to the fact that you have grown mind, body, and soul, you're able to see things and identify things that you didn't identify before. Okay, so the last two readings talked about those of you who are going through a divorce right now, okay? And I don't know why Spirit usually leads me to these types of readings. However, Spirit does. So I don't mind. If that is the topic that Spirit wants me to discuss with people who need assistance in that area, I don't mind, because I am going through it. I am 7 months post separation myself. So in order for me to teach you anything about it, I would have to go through it myself, right? For those of you who are new to my channel and find that anything that I discuss or that Spirit talks about in this reading, if it resonates with you, I ask that you hit like and subscribe, and go ahead and hit share if you feel that this applies to anybody that you know. I appreciate you being here very much so. For those of you who have been hanging in there with me when I've been taking my hiatuses, I appreciate that as well. Okay? For any of you who have made donations, I want to let you know how important that is and how much I appreciate you for doing that, because what that does is it keeps the channel going, baby. Without donations, you can forget it. I would not be able to do what I do. And I love doing what I do, okay? So I'm going to be doing a 10-card spread where the card at the bottom is the overall energy for the month of March. And I'm going to go through the whole 78 card deck. It is the order in which the cards come that tell me what is going on, okay? And I am here to offer spiritual guidance counseling. I don't rob people of their choices, but I do let you know what is the best probable outcome based on, the best choice to make based on what Spirit shows in the reading, okay? So let's begin, Gemini. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day, wonderful night, whatever you want to call it. This is the year of the Gemini. A lot of you are in hermit mode right now, okay? Because that is exactly what a divorce will prompt. It will prompt hermit mode, okay? So the overall energy is a new beginning. You're going into a new beginning. The Fool talks about a new beginning, and it's a major arcana. I want you guys to know that those of you, whomever this is resonating with so far, because you know you're going through a divorce or you're ending a relationship, this has been orchestrated by the cosmos. The divine ended this contract. The contract ended and pulled you out of that thing, because that thing was not serving you one bit, okay? You leveled up, you grew individually, and you recognized things in that relationship you did not recognize before, and you're giving yourself the opportunity to move forward without the baggage associated with the past relationship, okay? And that's a blessing, to be able to walk away without baggage. And that's what I see when I see this Fool card, because if you notice, he doesn't have much with him. He's got that little satchel, and that's it. Doesn't have a whole bunch of suitcases and a whole bunch of baggage, okay? The Fool is indicative of a brand new beginning, okay? So let's begin. First card is the Ace of Swords, 9 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 2 of Swords, the Devil, the Lovers, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Knight of Cups. I'm going to try to get through this quickly so that that ad does not pop up and I can go ahead and complete your reading prior to it doing that to me again. Okay? You have a new thought process with regards to love relationships. Bottom line, it's still initiating some anxiety, the ending of this relationship, because you were in uncharted territories by ending this relationship. For some of you, this is your first major separation from someone that you once, thought the world of. But I feel as though you learned a lot about this once knight in shining armor, whether it be a woman or man, okay, and you realized that they had some skeletons in their closet that you were not going to tolerate because they were stealing things of value from you, okay? The Ten of Pentacles can indicate many things. It does not just indicate an inheritance or money. The Ten of Pentacles talks about whatever you deem valuable, okay? This person was stealing valuable things from you. When a person has an issue with codependence, okay, that you were once unaware of, it can hit the whole household hard financially, okay? And that is what your partner was doing. Messing up the finances due to their codependent issues with whatever it was that they had going on. And you had to make that decision to go solo and go in hermit mode. Just like I said, a situation like this will prompt hermit mode because you won't want to be bothered with anybody. You don't want to keep talking about the feelings associated with making this tough decision. But this Ace of Swords is indicative of what you have learned and your new thought process because of your past experiences. And that's exactly what your past experiences are meant to do. Teach you how to level up. And no, it's not an easy process. Yes, you can feel burdened. And yes, you can feel full of anxiety when this happens. Because, like I said, it's uncharted territories. Change is uncharted territories. And when you feel like you don't know what's going to happen next and how money's going to be and how everything's going to change, if you stay in that mind state, you're going to further perpetuate that mind state. So if I could give you any advice, I would advocate that you make the choice to look at yourself internally. And that's what the Hermit card talks about, introspection. Ask yourself, who are you now as a result of experiencing this relationship that you are exiting, okay? How did it make you better? How did you learn? How did it affect you negatively so that you can fix that and identify it and not let that, follow you into your new beginning, because you have a new beginning you're going to go into. Next cards are the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, Eight of Wands, Ten of Cups, the World, Temperance, the Star, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Okay. For some of you, it took a lot of sacrifice on your end for you to go ahead and allow the completion of this relationship to come about. I feel like for some of you, traditionally, you did not want to divorce this individual because, tradition just kind of was like, I just don't want to get a divorce. But you knew that the wish fulfillment that marriage is supposed to provide was never going to come about with this partner, because this partner had a codependent issue with whatever it was that they could not get a handle on, okay? I'm sure you discussed it with them on several occasions, and they were slow to progress when it came to making the changes and sacrifice that they needed to make to realize that marriage is about partnership, and it's about being considerate of the entire household and of you. Right now, when it comes to your feelings, many of you feel left out in the cold. You feel like your partner was not considering your feelings at all when they were doing whatever they were doing behind your back, because I feel like to some degree you did not know what your partner was doing. I feel like some of you just kind of, it was like communicated to you all of a sudden what your partner was like engaged in, and then you were like left with like a very short time frame to make a decision. When you saw that your partner had an issue that was bigger than they were, it wasn't that you abandoned them and that you left them or demonized them because they had issues. It was that you saw that they were not trying to make progress toward betterment. And you're at a completely different place in your life right now. Like I said, last month's reading indicated that many of you Gemini leveled up, just period. A lot of you have been doing a lot of self-work. Cosmos have answered your prayers, okay? That's what the star is indicative of, okay? So you need to have faith with regards to some of the prayers that you have put out there into the universe in the past, because the Six of Cups talks about the past. You've made some prayers and some requests in the past that you may have even forgotten about. Spirit is getting ready to prepare you for your wish fulfillment, because that is exactly what you're getting ready to experience. You're going to have more opportunities in the world. You're going to have more leeway than you had before. Temperance talks about balance, and it also talks about the solar plexus chakra. And it talks about you making a correlation between your conscious decisions and your subconscious decisions, and them working together very nicely, so that in the future, when you pick another partner, when you make any future choices, they're conducive to what you want, rather than you walking into a situation blindly and you experiencing something unpleasant. Next cards are Justice, the Moon, Knight of Wands, the Tower, King of Cups, King of Wands, Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Cups. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that this partner that you walked away from likely spent twice as much time trying to pretend like they were marriage material rather than actually being marriage material. I see this quite a bit, and I've talked to a lot of clients who deal with the same thing, okay? Spirit is letting you know, though, that things will be balanced out and you will get actual marriage material. Some of you were dealing with the fire sign, okay? And that fire sign was a liar, okay? Could have been the air sign as well. Bottom line, this person came and went as they pleased. They lied as much as they wanted. They had a temper. They had a mouth on them. They talked to you very verbally, abusively, and the foundation of this relationship just really was not built on solid ground. You love this person. I believe that this person loved you too, but this person was the source of your depression, because this person just neglected the relationship, period. And like I explained earlier in the reading, when you change, you notice real quick what needs to change in your life. When you level up, when you have your awakening, when you decide to work on yourself, mind, body, and soul, you start to look around in your life and say, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing in this marriage? What the hell am I doing working at this job? Like, you notice things. Things stick out like a sore thumb that do not belong in your life, okay? So Spirit is offering you some justice by getting you out of this relationship, okay? Next cards are the Ten of Swords, the Six of Wands, Page of Wands, the Seven of Wands, Page of Swords, the Magician, Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Five of Cups, and the Chariot. Spirit wants you to focus on the way that you communicate at this time, okay? The Page of Swords is a messenger of information, okay? Spirit wants you to pay attention to, or either pay attention or not pay attention to everybody's yik yak while you're going through what you're going through right now, okay? Because when you're ending a commitment with someone because you realize that they were sabotaging the relationship and they were giving you a short harvest and doing things that you had to defend yourself against, you're already defending yourself against being in a heavy state of sadness. Divorce is not easy. Separations are not easy. Many of you are changing your thought process, period. You're just going through that process right now. That's what you're working on. A different way of indoctrination, a different way of thinking. And you guys are manifesting right now a completely new start, okay? And Spirit is acknowledging you for recognizing what was a short harvest in your world, because you know that you don't deserve a short harvest. And when you realize that, Spirit rewards you for that, because Spirit did not bring you here and let you come into this incarnation for you to sell yourself short. So you need to focus on what's important and not on these messengers of information, okay? Because I feel like you need to defend yourself against what people are saying that may be bothering you while you're going through this process, because it doesn't help when, people are running their mouth about their opinion, because I'm pretty sure whoever it is that you're leaving behind has their version and is trying to probably make you look like the culprit. That's usually the case, right? And then everybody should know that there's two sides to every story, and if no one's coming to you and asking you what happened, then all of a sudden you're the bad guy, and the person that you have decided to walk away from is the hero. And that's hard enough in and of itself. And when people are doing all that and they're doing it behind your back and you focus on that, that does not help. Do not even think about that. They don't matter, and you need to know that. That's something that Spirit wanted said, okay? With this next set of cards, you're turning your back against this heartache. You're not going to invest in it. I see that. Good, okay? You got new love coming, baby. No question about it. You cut off that sneaky ass behavior from the person that you are walking away from. You are going into you are nurturing your finances. You're nurturing a new love. You are going to be getting married again to somebody who is worthy. The Emperor, baby. That is a leader. That is somebody who is wise and who has fought for that position. And this is the Two of Cups. That's the soulmate union. That's what you have to look forward to, Gemini. Okay? Next cards are Strength, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Eight of Cups, Two of Pentacles, the Sun, Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. Awesome. All right. Spirit is telling you, work on what you consider happiness to be. Okay? And first offer it to yourself before you can expect anybody else to give it to you. Because happiness is your responsibility. It's not anybody else's responsibility, okay? You have to hold tight to balance, okay? Make sure that you maintain balance by loving yourself throughout this process, because there's nothing that you did that caused this, okay? I did 2 readings prior to this one, and the reason why you separated from this person is because that person had some codependent issues that had nothing to do with you. It was affecting the finances. It was affecting everything in the household. Some of you have children, some of you don't. Bottom line is, this person did not understand the concept of marriage and partnership, okay? You were strong enough to walk away from a relationship that was not offering you happiness, okay? You deserve happiness, and Spirit is saying that you have loved enough to deserve it, and that's why Spirit is going to give you this new beginning with this Ace of Wands. Spirit is offering you a new beginning that comes with happiness, and you need to hold tight. Hold tight to your scruples while you're dealing with this difficult time, okay? And work on what you consider happiness to be. And that requires a little bit of hermit mode and a little bit of introspection. You need to look at yourself on the inside and say, what did I adopt as a result of being in this relationship that I need to throw away because it's not serving me? I don't want baggage. And go into a new relationship with somebody totally worthy, and then, make them pay for my frustration of, my past relationships. Make sure you do the required introspection that you need to do, so that you know who you are as a result of this experience in this past relationship. Because every experience that you experience makes you better. That's what it's meant to do. So even if it's not pleasant to experience it, it still taught you something. So make sure that you look at it as a learning experience and not just a miserable thing that you had to endure. It takes strength to walk away from someone that you once loved very much. You probably still love this person, but you knew that it was better for you to do some justice give yourself some justice and give yourself an opportunity at a new beginning that offers you happiness. The Sun and the Nine of Cups are one and the same. One's a major arcana and one's a minor, okay? Long as you love yourself, I promise you will be happy. 7 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, Judgment, Six of Swords, Page of Cups, Nine of Wands, Queen of Wands, Eight of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Your intuition lets you know that your partner was just too immature for you to invest in them anymore, period. Your time was up with this person. You did all that you could for this person, and that's that, okay? Some of you are dealing with legality. Some of you are going through an actual divorce, and some of you are just separating or breaking up from someone that you were in a relationship with for quite some time. And some of you are confused as to like, where do I go from here? Some of you are saying that because change does come with feeling like you're in uncharted territory. But you have to understand, with the Seven of Cups, this tells me that you have a lot of love offers that are getting ready to walk in the door if they haven't already, baby, because you have put the work in to deserve to be able to, have the pick of the litter. Okay, and the Emperor already popped up pretty early in your spread, so that lets me know that in your new beginning, you're going to be dating some real worthy individuals, okay? Because you guys have leveled up, you've worked on yourself, and you realize that you don't deserve to be in a relationship with somebody who does not understand the concept of give and take, okay? And that's what this card talks about, give and take. As you can see, there's a merchant here that is giving to people in need, right? So this talks about give and this talks about take, okay? So the reason why the relationship was not working is because your partner simply did not understand the concept of give and take, and you were putting all the work into this relationship, and your ex-partner was too immature to even understand the concept of that, and your intuition was telling you that your partner was doing other things that you can't prove, but your intuition is letting you know that your partner was not doing things that were right in this marriage or relationship. Last set of cards, my loves, are Death, the Five of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the King of Swords, the Empress, and the Three of Cups. So the very last card ends in celebration because you let this unhealthy relationship die. Even though you were internally conflicted about having to make that decision, you made it so that you can become financially stable, single, self-reliant. That is exactly what the Nine of Pentacles is indicative of. Spirit is telling you to get rest as often as you can because, situations like this can be exhausting. And this King of Swords could indicate a suitor, or this could also indicate that this was likely the overall attitude of the person that you left behind, somebody that liked to throw their weight around and like to be bossy, and all their input was the only input that mattered, but they were not being fair, and they were not they didn't understand the concept of give and take. Now you get to create what you consider celebration is. You get to create the life that you want for yourself. You have been given the opportunity to go into the full energy and start a whole new, okay? Because you have become brand new. Many of you have worked on yourself quite a bit. Whether you guys are aware of it or not, many of you have grown, very much so. Last month's reading, I remember it. Many of you Gemini have really leveled up. King of Swords, that could also be you as well. Someone who has graduated intellectually, period, When you graduate intellectually, you know what has to go and you know what needs to stay. And intuitively, you know what had to go. And you knew that the relationship that you were in was just taxing you, and it was creating too much conflict, and it was not serving you at all, okay? So let's see what your romance angel cards have to say, and we will conclude this reading. If this resonated with any of you, I ask that you hit like and subscribe, leave your comments. I know this does not resonate with everyone, as everyone is not going through a divorce, especially with somebody who had some codependent issues. However, Gemini, the reason why you were strong enough to walk away from this relationship is because you leveled up. Many of you Gemini have grown tremendously. I don't know what it is about Gemini and the cosmos, but The cosmos forced you guys to level up and to really work on yourselves in a way to where it was very evident in last month's reading that many of you have grown leaps and bounds, okay? So romance angel cards say romantic feelings, let go of control issues, and worth waiting for, okay? So romantic feelings, it says your feelings are real and worth exploring. So some of you probably already have romantic feelings for some suitors that are already advancing you. You are going into a new beginning, and usually when you have that fresh energy, I'm telling you, it's very attractive to the opposite sex. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally, okay? Don't try to, strong arm anything regarding the separation. Let it go as kindly and in love as you can, because when you let that thing go in love, you know what happens? A new love comes a lot easier when you don't hold on to resentment or any baggage associated with your past relationship. Your past relationship was a learning experience. You learned, which means you gained. There's no need for you to be angry, upset, or any of that. You learned. And when you learn, you win. There's no need to be upset. Let that thing go in love. Therefore, there's no need for control. Spirit is in control. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I am telling you, many of you are going to get into some very rewarding new love relationships, okay? And it never would have happened had you not had the strength to give yourself an opportunity at a new beginning rather than staying with somebody who did not understand the concept of give and take. It is wonderful that you know that you deserve better than that, Gemini. You're going to experience some really amazing things this year because you have taken some brave moves already. And when you're brave, there is reward in bravery, okay? So you let something go and something new is brewing. I am telling you, Gemini, I'm proud of you for being strong enough to know what you're worth and walk away from what was not serving you, okay? Everybody does not have the strength to do that. But those of you whom this is resonating with, you are strong enough to do it and you did it, okay? And you have all the potential in the world to be financially independent and gracefully financially independent. Make sure you get rest throughout this process because it's just an exhausting process, okay? Separations and divorces are exhausting. And they have the potential to trigger a certain amount of depression and just, negative feelings that can keep you in the bed if you let it, okay? So be mindful of that. Get rest when you need it and work on creating the life that you want because those doors are open. Spirit is telling you straight up, the doors are open for your blessing, okay? We have time.